This is our copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Let's get this live started. All right, we're live. What's up, y'all? We are at the shop. Yes, we are open and on duty. So a heads up. Beautiful day, says John aside. Yeah, awesome. I love to hear that, man. It's a nice one here too. I'm actually hooded up because I had my hair all wrapped up in the turban, and I would not have been able to put these headphones over my hair. And I didn't bring any of my headgear with me. Actually, I did bring some, but I don't think those hats fit me. They might. So I said, let's go ahead and just throw a hoodie on, emergency hoodie. Yeah, no, it's like 81 out there, I think. We're up in the 80s out here. And I see P&W Rush up in the house. What up, Mike? Tracy Benna. Got the milkman also. Garrel in the house. Whoa, everybody's popping in. That's what's up. Candy. Yeah, we were supposed to go live last night, but we ended up hanging out with Midwest Night Watchers, which was it's always fun. I usually hang out with them, and they switched their days to Friday nights, so that's what we're doing. And then I think I got a damn. We're getting a hiss. I hear a little hiss. I'm gonna try something here. Mic check. All right, we're just gonna have to run it like that. Yeah. So, and it could just be on my headphones too. Maybe you're not hearing it like that. We're having that issue last time. What up, Roger? Cheers to you, buddy. Hope you're having a good Saturday. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Yes, we're open. Sky's the limit smoke shop. What up? Skate shop too. Look, I got the little STL thing up this time. That's what the STL is for. Sky's the limit. And maybe someone it's been a little slow this morning. Starting to get a little traffic. So heads up, we might get customers coming through. There's a show going on the Catalyst next door tonight as well. I think it might be a punk show. They again dropped off the porta potty. No one told me they're going to drop off a porta potty, so they dropped it right in front of the door again. So they're going to have to push that later. And yeah, it was fun. It was a fun show last night, right? And like Roger says, be sure to hit the like button, everyone. Yeah, so it's let me share a little something. So on my audio interface here, where the mic jack is, where you hook that up, for some reason, that particular plug-in right there, it's really difficult. And sometimes you usually get that little pop when it's like, oh yeah, right, it's in. But this one will do it, but sometimes it won't. And I have a lot of trouble and you got to battle with it. It's crazy. I'm like, dude, what's up with this? It shouldn't be like that. The line next to it, line 2 next to it, it goes in fine, it pops, no problem. But the line 1 has issues. Road, man. And so this time I put the mic plug in and it didn't do the pop, but you could hear me. But I kind of hear a little bit of a hiss at the end when I speak, but whatever. Yeah, Jeff, the milkman says, smash it. Y'all know what that means. Appreciate y'all coming out. So yeah, we switched gears last night, which was all good because there was more information this morning that I came across that was like, all right, good stuff to talk about. And when we do these lives, I like to just, talk about what's happening uh pertaining to the subjects that we're into, but yet in my realm, because we all have our realm and how we process and think of things and all that. And it's always fun when we could come and share. And you know what? I did also last time we were having some technical issues with Bigfoot fades, and I think there was this echo cancellation switch that I didn't have on at the time, and I switched that on this time. So we're gonna go ahead and give this a shot also. So we're just kicking back. We're just chilling. If you got things to do, make sure you handle your business. If you ain't got nothing to do and want to hang out, hey, you don't got to threaten us with a good time. Come on through, chop it up with us. And yeah, we're live on several different platforms right now. So what we're going to do here is we're going to attempt to put out an invitation to y'all. Let's see. There it is. So 1 second, we're going to remove some cookies here. And last time when we did the invite, Bigfoot Fades jumped on like a G. And that was super fun. We had some echoing issues, audio issues. And there's a link. I don't know why it throws it up on all three different. You have Bigfoot. You got Bigfoot Dwarf. What up, Hillbilly? Light him up, bro. And Bigfoot Dwarf 420. But anyway, 3 links there. And you know, I'll pull up the stream over here on our monitor. See if it lets us. Oh, yeah, we're gonna hang out. Yes, we'll do some Bigfoot reports. There's some new ones. So BFRO's been hot. They've been adding things on, and we've been on top of it. Reporting Mushira 777. What up? It was super fun hanging out with you last night. Cheers to you. Welcome on in. And yeah, if we get a customer, we'll default to throwing on a little live stream. I think we got downtown LA pulled up. We'll pull that up. And then we have a bunch of other places. We could go anywhere. We could go to Shasta. We could go to Big Sur. We could go to Lake Tahoe. We could go to Yosemite. Or we could go up into the Redwoods. Just let me know. But yeah, if someone comes by, we'll do that. We'll pull that up. Herman's chilling in the back, so he'll be watching things as well. He's a moderator. And I was able to pull the stream up so I could see any activities going on there. And since I was hanging out with Mushira last night, we're going to hand her a tool. And Russell, let's see, Russell didn't get heard about the flock deal. No. What up, the bud? I was hanging out over on their premiere. They threw on a late premiere the other night. And I was chilling over there. It had been a little while. I do receive their notifications, so we're gonna give Russell a tool as well. We're handing out tools right now, and we'll keep this live active. And if I do have to step away, y'all know what to do. So everyone has tools. You could share links. You could check out each other's channel. Feel free to. And there's Chiro Sounds. Sounds good. What up, Chi? Always fun hanging out with y'all. And if need be, I'll be running over that way. Oh, good conversations last night. We got into giants and all that. We got into giants on the live stream too. So we're gonna break records as usual. Yes, scratch records. Yeah, maybe we'll do a little scratching later. Now that we got our audio back. Okay. Lots going on in the world. And what does Russell not want a tool? What is he saying? I remember when Roger at first didn't want a tool when we first met. I wanted to hand him one. He's like, no, I don't want that responsibility. It's all right. We could always demote. All right. So yeah, we're talking about giants and little people and digging underground. And we had brought that up a while back also. And I think I was able to share those pictures. There's these pictures of these little, they look like little kids, but they were, and it was like from the early 1900s. It was like black and white pictures, but they were in suits. They were somewhere in the States, I would imagine. And someone was speaking on that and talking about how these were the little people. They're not kids. They're little men. And these were the ones that were digging a lot of the tunnels underground here in the Americas and stuff like that. It was some far out stuff, very, you know, interesting information. But yeah, the picture, I wanted to find out more about that picture. I couldn't find much else. Haven't seen it around much. I'll see if I could find it again. But yeah, the topic is coming back around. And yes, David Politis, we will be getting into him. We usually do pull him up here. And I did share one of his recent videos. Yes, Mount Baldy is back on the radar, folks. If you've been hanging with us, how many streams back was that one? It was a few, not so long ago, because there was just a tragedy on Mount Baldy, and that's a local mountain here, and where a lot of accidents happen. A lot of them are fatal, and they have the Devil's Backbone. And we showed my brother's footage from his hike up on Devil's Backbone, and we talk about devil and the name of places, which ties back to David Politis, and one of his works of books is Devils in the Detail, and it's about different places with names in that realm of Diablo, devil, demon, and weird disappearances and happenings and stuff like that in those areas. And so it's a thing. I think it's a thing, and they name those places for a reason. And yes, it could be just dangerous, but there could be more to it. Maybe it is. Maybe that Devil's Backbone is maybe the backbone of some sort of creature. We're questioning a lot of these mountains now that could be pyramids or melted structures and stuff like that. Yeah, there's evidence of this stuff. It's fascinating. And so yeah, we go down the rabbit hole like that. And of course, Bigfoot still is on the radar when we get into all this, again, giants come up. And yeah, they were pulling up maps, Midwest Night Watchers, last night. And there's Leia. Let's see, we're handing out tools here. See, that's why I got the monitor pulled up, because then I could hand out tools. Let's see, Jeff is another brother. I see. Hang on. And Jeff invited me on to their show. And I seen you guys were on live just a few nights ago. I missed that show. I'll have to go back and check that out. And feel free, Jeff, always, share the channel here. Do your thing. Put those links out as well as everyone else. Let's see. Vampo. Is it Vampo Bear? How's it going? Good day. Anyone vouch for Vamp? Let us know. Sam Squatch 80. What up? Tales Told Cassie. What is going on? Are you still in Cali? Hopefully you are. Hopefully you haven't left us yet. A lot of people leaving the state. So I hear and shots out to Heidi Pop, who I hear landed. Yeah, she's left the state now. And congratulations to them. Yeah, it's a good move. And let's see here. Anything named with a devil in it has a reason for it. It says, be more Barb. What's up, Barbara? Let's see if our other Barb pops in here. Rid shot, lick a shot, man, boom. Wagwan. Yeah. Again, it's like 80 degrees out. Let's check the weather. That's another thing we got to get into. Speaking of David Politis, missing people. Don't forget to check the weather, folks, when you go out, especially hiking or to places name Devil or Diablo. Yikes. Yeah. Anywhere with those types of names, you might want to watch out. And let's see what the. Yeah, we're doing the weather here. Weatherman. Spoke to Pops earlier today. Shout out, Pops. Love you. Thanks for calling. Hopefully we hang out sometime soon. And what did I tell you? Here we are, Boyle Heights. Yeah, watch out. Dangerous out there. 81. They're hot and bothered. Yeah, I had a weird one. He was tall, lanky. He walked in earlier. And I pulled up. I heard him. And I pulled up. I was like, what's up? And he said, and he turned around. Yeah, he went. He turned around and went outside. I was like, yeah, bro, don't come in. And it was just, oof, it was bad. It smelled like a New York City subway. Even though I've never been in the subway of New York. I've been in New York City. I haven't been in the subway, but I could only imagine. Because we get that out here too. Yeah, someone dropped the deuce. Yep, right outside where the beautiful mural is. And that happens. Luckily, there was some rain, a few days of rain after that. So it kind of took care of itself. But got to deal with stuff like that sometimes. It sucks. Amanda, what's going on? We're chilling. P&W, we got to give P&W. What's P&W saying, right? Hang on. We're setting a team up here, folks. And of course, anyone ever get out of hand, the mob, I have no control of the mob. The mob controls itself. And so that's our disclaimer here. Forest friend, what's going on? You find any structures this morning? You out squatching? Let us know. Yeah, Forest friend has a channel. If you're into structures and stuff like that. Although Forest friend, I'll say it right now. I question a lot of your timestamps. But I love all the little structures that you find, and you seem to be in the redwoods as well. So it's very, very much what I was experiencing when I was living up that way and finding structures all around the redwoods up there and even the beaches. Yep. If you got a beach near you, you might want to go check it out. You might find some of the similar structures you're finding. And let's see, 6 outside Duluth, snowing. And my hubby took the kids out sledding. Woohoo! Yeah, that sounds fun. Big up to hubby. That's right. He's getting them brownie points in. Structures, tridents, yes, leaners, ground glyphs, you name it. And if you're over on TikTok, yeah, I've posted another little TikTok there. I've been remixing some of my older videos, newer videos, and just doing yeah, whatever. I'm working with AI. Whoa, that was loud. Whoops, sorry, Mike. Yeah, just do the auto little chop and let it chop up my videos. It'll suggest a song as well. And if I'm not feeling the song, you could change it. And then boom, if I like how it chops it up, then I put it out. Just because I feel it's quick and it's kind of just keeping my TikTok active right now. People have been, I guess, kind of enjoying it. So yeah, that's what we've been doing over there. And eventually we'll do like, yeah, I did drop some with like some voice, me talking, and those are all videos you guys have all seen here. So anyway, but yeah, we've been growing it quite a little bit over there. So big up to all the new followers on TikTok, and also here on the tube, we bumped up a little bit. It's funny, it goes up and then it goes down a little bit, and it goes up a little bit, and it goes down, or it'll just stay. It's hard on the tube. It's rough and tough in the YouTube streets. Let's see. Got to head out for a little bit. Yeah, Mike, do your thing, bro. Enjoy your day. It's a beautiful day. Get out. Don't trip. Chocolate chip. You can watch this on the rebound, homie. All good. Stay safe out there because you know it's wild. Yeah, I haven't had any caffeine yet, but I'm feeling pumped up, charged up. Got a little bit of rest. Been getting up extra early. Yeah, as they're doing like construction on our street now. So parking parking is a mug already there on our street. It's like the favelas of East LA. It's one street kind of on a hill too, right? Going up, starting to go up a little hill there. But so it's super tight. Only one car could go by at a time. If someone's going down the street and you're going down the street, someone's gonna have to either do some slick maneuvering or is gonna have to back up all the way back down the street, which is a pain. You know, who likes to do that? So yeah, it's a little rough sometimes. And so there's no parking from 6:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. or they would tow your they would tow your right away, except for Sundays. So anyway, look, let's see. Trinidad. All right, Garberville 65, Trinidad 54, San Francisco, California. This is California, Trinidad, California, Garberville, California, Weaverville 49, Chico 60, Arcata at 58. Oh, he's a cool Arcata. Willow Creek at 62. Hope you're keeping cool or warm out there. What up, BMR? We got BMR in the house. And look at that. BMR ain't got a tool. What's up with that? Hold up. We need to make some adjustments here. Thank you, sir. Yeah, you should have had one of those, BMR. BMR, when you going to come kick it over here on the stream, bro? We can have it stream on both of our channels. And we'll see. Let's see if anyone jumped in. I didn't see any notification of anyone. We put a link out if anyone wanted to jump on. We're just going to read a couple Bigfoot reports. We're going to get into some of the latest. Let's see. David Politis touching on Mount Baldy again. We touched on Mount Baldy recently with the tragedy. Yes, a couple of youngsters. I'm not sure. One of them was 19. You know, looked like a really good kid. A local from Southern California, along with two other people. 3 people were found, and I don't remember the whole story on the other 2 people. I don't know if they were, you know, friends of his or a separate group. But up there was a lot of snow. I think it's a storm had just came in, and so Devil's Backbone. You know, you seen in my brother's video. You fall off either side, it's a done deal. It seems like, right? I want to go check it out. Yeah, so he brought up the Julian Sands case again. Did anyone check it out? Anyone follow Can I Missing Project? We'll have a look here. All right, we're done with the weather, bro. Thank you. And again, we're just hanging out. We're on duty at the shop. Come on in and shop with us. Come on shopping with BD and fam. Sky's the limit smoke shop. We'll throw up our little advertisements in a minute. Let's see, did I have something pulled up? And then we'll get into some new Bigfoot footage. It's some thermal footage, and it's not mine. Don't worry. I know we're tired of that one. All right, we're going to go ahead and pull my channel up. And if you're not subscribed to it, might as well drop that plug right now, right? And again, we know we might be having some audio issues as well. We're just flowing with it. That's how the stream's going today. Making it happen after it was a no-show last night. And beware, it happens so often. You know, it's God's planning. We have our plans and God has his, and you know how it be when you try to go with your plans. Hmm. Yep. All right. All right, we're heading over to the posts here. One of my favorite sections of YouTube channels. I always encourage people to share their posts. Yes, you could share your posts or links or anything over on my channel here. And if you go over to where I just did, where it says posts, or let's see, yeah, that's where it's at, post, or it might say community on your end. You could share pictures, you could share things. And I'm gonna keep mentioning this on every stream because I think there's only been a couple of you that have shared, and it was cool shares. I appreciate it. But yeah, let's get that going. It's a way to, you know, before they remove it, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, people ain't really using this feature. Let's remove it. You know, and they constantly do that. Give us little features, take them away. And we're waiting for DMs again. I think it's gonna be super cool once we're able to DM stuff. We won't have to use other platforms to do all that. I don't know why they even took it away, but anyway, a lot of beta testing, I guess you could say, with YouTube. But there's the homie, Henry May. Yes, sir. Y'all know Henry May? You know, he's been doing this cryptid corner for a long time. And so I shared that out. Yeah, UFOs over Brazil. Cara, tem ovnis no Brasil. Tem. Caramba. Yeah, UFOs in Brazil. Should not be a big surprise. It's a hotspot. And on my visits, no, I did not have any UFO sightings, although I was looking. But yeah, things got weird some whole other way. We'll bring up on another show. And yeah, BD survived. And I love it out there. Can't wait to go back. I've been sharpening my Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese. And yes, I could cook some Brazilian dishes for you as well. And yeah, just working a lot on my slang now, slang words, and depending on where you're going, they each, you know, just like here, they all have their accents and different slang words, slang terms. So you got to get hip to the hop and learn all that stuff. But yes, check out Henry May. Go give him a follow, a sub, and check out that footage he's talking about there. Yeah, he dropped that last night. Cheers to Henry May. And I have chilled with Henry May before. Yeah, I'll mention it again. Like I said, we're breaking records. It might seem like deja vu when you come to these live streams. Whoops. A thought curse. That was a thought curse there. There we go. Scratching the record, breaking the records. And Henry May, yeah, we chilled after it was the 50th anniversary to the Patterson Gimlin film up in Eureka, California. And yeah, hopefully we get to chill again sometime. I know he goes to conferences and stuff like that. But again, yeah, he's well known. And his channel deserves more attention. Word up. So right here we got Can I Missing Project, what we were just talking about, David Politis' channel. And I dropped a message. I was like, you know what? Because I didn't hear Dave mention anything about Devil's Backbone. I would have thought that would have been, you know, something right away. I was like, oh, I watched it this morning. Usually, like I said, I try not to get into videos and stuff like that, certain things early in the morning, but I had some time since I've been getting up at before 6:30 to move my rig. So I have a different format going on in the AM. So I peeped it. And so no mention of the recent cases. He did mention of all the fatalities that have happened up there, but no mention of the recent cases, which I thought they would have mentioned. They would have want to mention. They would have. No, that's not Portuguese. Um, Also, what was it? No mention of, yes,
Devil's Backbone.
no mention of Devil's Backbone, which is a little weird, but I did leave a message and I want to find out because there was some internet sleuths, also YouTubers that there's a video out there where they figure out where it was that he was found, the trail and all that. Because I was interested in where on Mount Baldy this happened, because Mount Baldy was already on my radar, and we've been bringing up stuff happening since then. And we do bring up the Julian Sand. We just brought up the Julian Sands case just the other day. Someone we had mentioned it for whatever reason, because oh yeah, we're probably getting into the Mount Baldy. There's the Bigfoot reports out of Mount Baldy recently. Possible Bigfoot vocalizations, the screams out of Mount Baldy. And yeah, so y'all check that out. Fascinating stuff there. And then David also comments on his views of the case, which he thought it was weird. So it's to him, it seems I was under the impression that it is a missing 411 case, which is high strangeness. And let me take a look at the chat here. Patricia Gisele. E aí, Patrícia? O que tá rolando? Estou praticando mis gírias cariocas. Você é carioca? Você mora onde, Patrícia? Patricia in the chat, and she's all about UFOs. She captures UFOs. Give her channel a check out, y'all. Since we're talking about Brazil, and here we go. My Brazilian friend is in the chat, and then our Argentine friends in the chat there, Gustavo as well, our South American friends. And today on the Bigfoot mapping project, I'm keeping an eye on it. Haven't seen any new reports added to the states, but there is some. I did notice one, an international report. So we'll check that out. It was green, lit green, and on a completely different continent. I'll let you guess. It's pretty exciting. Hopefully it's a good report. We'll get into that. But since then, since last night, it has changed color, but it's still a fresh report, I believe. And so we'll be checking, usually we'll just go as far as up as Canada to check for reports, but we can't forget that there's other continents with reports. And apparently they get new reports too. Some of them were usually lit orange, which our historical reports is what I understand. And we're talking about the Bigfoot mapping project and the reports that they get on there and the color of the reports when they put them on there. But anyway, we're going to get into that. And okay. Ela Minas Gerais. Yeah. So she's up from where the mines are, Minas Gerais. So Minas Gerais fica mais norte, Norte do Brasil. I think it's in the north. And Minas means mines. So mines Gerais. And they're known for all their different precious rocks and things like that. I followed a guy on Instagram recently. He's from Minas Gerais, and their business and stuff, and they just have some amazing stuff there for sale, I guess. But yeah, I would love to check that part of Brazil. Sudeste. All right, so it's southeast. Got it. Yeah, I gotta look at my Brazilian map. And speaking of maps, we got the map behind us somewhere. We'll see if it shows over here, camera. And so yeah, a lot of good people with channels here. Check each other out. I gotta repeat that because I know some of you won't do it. Just like hitting that thumbs up. And I'm checking the chat here. Boom. I'm listening, but stepping away. Yeah, no worries. Do your thing. That's cool. No pressure. Like, I don't ever want to feel like, oh, you need to be in our chat right now because I'm live and I need your attention. All of it. Hell no. Nah, y'all be free as a bird. Do your thing. That's, good vibes. Relax. Relaxar. Tranquilidade. All right. So, yeah, that's that on that front. And since we're talking about the reports as well, we just might as well get into them, bro, before stuff starts happening and you don't get your reports out. But yeah, thank you again to the BFRO. Yeah, I'll say it. And the Bigfoot Mapping Project and Bigfoot Society. I haven't pulled anything up on Bigfoot Society yet, but because I need to figure out how they get the new reports in there so we could check those out. Because I don't know if they're dated or not. But, and I'm keeping an eye on the chat. So, Patrícia, você olhou o video do OVNIs no Brasil? Watch, I'm going to pull that back up for Patricia. Let's see, where'd it go? Olha, Patrícia, aqui. Meu amigo Henry May postou este video. E I don't know what part of Brazil, but you can check that out. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We're going to pull up. There it is. Sweet. That was quick. There it is, Bigfoot Mapping Project. And we're going to have a scan around. So look, nothing new, no green dots here. So I was like, all right, nothing fresh. We'll scan up here, Canada, Alaska. I don't see anything. And look, Brazil does have a few here. So we could let's get into a Brazilian report since we're on the Brazilian trip. And since Venezuela has been on the news lately, we'll get into one there. It looks like Guyana has one there, Colombia, Bolivia, right on the border there. But let's check out this one here. This might be, let's see, there's Salvador. Let's see what it says. So global, South America, report name. So it's a number 1595/96 South America. Harryman reported South America. Repeating the numbers there, 1595-96. Explorer Sir Walter Raleigh reported that he had heard from native people of the existence of a hairy man in the woods. Pé Grande, no Brasil, Patricia. Who is said to build huts. Hello. So we're talking about the wood structures, stick structures earlier. Could that be something related? So he's building huts in the jungle. Very interesting. So source is Gardner Soul 1962 magazine article, July 1962. And possibly there's a question mark there. And it's a little snippet. And let's see if we could see any other locations nearby. Where is that by? Livramento de Nossa Senhora. Está perto dali. Você conhece Patrícia? Aqui. Dom Basilio. I think that's what that says there. Anyway, someone know that this area of Brazil? Let us know. And, it's in the state of Bahia. Está no estado da Bahia. Salvador is here. I've been to Salvador before. We also did an old world. We were talking about did we talk? Yeah, we're talking old world right now with the giants and the dwarves or the little people, duendes possibly. digging tunnels underground, and it ties in with the whole old world Tartaria topic. And we did a breakdown of Salvador Bahia, Pelourinho. We did the pueblo or the povo of Pelourinho. And y'all hang tight. We got a customer coming in. Give me a second. I'm back. That was a quickie. Fui embora, voltei. All right, interesting. So yeah, I did a breakdown of Pelourinho, which is super old world, 2-level city. Yeah, there's 2 levels to the city, a bunch of amazing structures, and yeah, seen it, been there a couple of times, and would definitely go back. But I want to check out some other areas of Brazil too. So there's a Brazilian hairy man report there, super cool, and we'll read some more in the future. And I do want to get into just stuff in Central and South America, Mexico included. See what this Venezuelan one says here. Let's check it out. Oh, that's a long one. Yeah, we'll save that. So anyway, we'll come back to that if need be. So I wanted to head over to, there I am. Disactivate the camera. We multitasking here. So here we are, Africa, and it's got a unique color there. It's kind of like almost like an aqua color. It was green last night. Handle, says Rich Shot. Yeah, man. Yeah, the Amazon, up in the Amazon, we've heard of the Mapinguari, is what they call this creature, but it's very ape-like, and there's supposed pictures of it, very tall, lanky. Doesn't look like your typical like patty at all. It looks like a more a primate, like a monkey, more monkeyish looking. Mais parecido como macaco. Let's see. 800 kilometers de Salvador. Uh-huh. It's pretty far. And when I was up there, I was gonna hit a national park, o Parque Nacional do Bahia, Chapada das Diamantinas. Yeah. Diamond Waterfalls National Park. I didn't get to go because from Salvador, it was like a 6-hour bus ride or something like that. All right, we got the mailman coming in. Heads up. We'll see if we get mail. Yeah, skunk ape type. That's what I would imagine. More tropical, maybe that. Yeah, that's maybe why they don't get so big over there. Maybe because it's hotter and stuff like that. Maybe they're thinner, smaller, shorter. Yes, I've been practicing, Patricia. Every night, this week, I've been practicing a lot of stuff from Cariocas. So maybe we'll be going to Rio, but yeah, peace, brother. But I need to learn the gírias from everywhere, So when I go to Minas Gerais, I posso falar com você. Digger dog in the house. Let's see. Delopes age, early 1900s photo. Is that the name of it? Is that the Mapinguari? So I'm interested to hear about this African report here. It looks like the country of Mali. So Western Africa. And like I said, it has that unique color here. So let's take a look and see what this says here. There we go. There we go. So 10/9/14. So we got a date and time, 1:30 p.m. So maybe, like I said, it was green color. So I do believe this is a fresh report. There was a vocalization, and it says, I was walking my dog along a wooded trail along the Sangamon River. On our way back towards the car, I noticed a tree about 2 inches in diameter snapped around 7 inches up and leaning across, blocking the trail. So that's another thing with the wood structures and the stick structures and the ground glyphs and all that, the forest language, some of us like to call it. I believe this is up there with all that. And give me a second. I'm going to handle some business. Y'all know what to do in the chat. I'll be right back. You too, man. Thanks. Okay. Where are you, camera? All right, we're back. And let's see here. So yeah, I was saying that like tree snaps, tree breaks, stuff like that. I keep an eye out for sure, and just like the stick structures, it's along those lines of things you want to look out for when you're out there. You want to just whistle by these things and not pay attention. These could be signs, it could be markers, I believe. And Digger Dog dropping some links there. He says, let's see, the Loy's ape. Sorry, there we go. Yeah, thank you for being active out there, Digger Dog, dropping some links. And let's see, where did we leave off? So some snappage of limbs and trees and blocking the trails. So the tree had not been there on our first pass by. I also noticed the underbrush around the tree and up a hill all smashed down like something large came through there. And I seen that recently at Bluff Creek in July when I was out there. There's a video of it. And I was showing this area and I didn't want to go in because it seemed like it was just too much bush and tree and that stuff there. I mean, I could have gone through, but it would have been a challenge. I would have had to have been climbing on top of this stuff. But it looked just pushed down from that area, all this stuff, and it could have been a bear, a ton of bear around there. But behind there was some trees, and it could have been windfall and stuff, and there were some like X looking formations, you know. But it looked interesting. Definitely something going through there for sure. And I looked around the area, looked like some impressions and stuff on the ground, but nothing definitive. but I'm like easily. And I had gone up an old logging road that I had never been on, just right outside of Laos camp. So yeah, and I thought that was worthy of documenting. So super interesting that they're putting that in here and good attention to detail. And let's continue on here. It says, I told my husband when I got home that something big must have broken that tree and went through the brush. There were no other hikers while I was out there, so I presumed it had to be an animal. The next day, he wanted to go back to the trail with me. And so that's the first part. Looks like we have an additional comment here. So, but then again, this is Africa. So I don't know this part of Africa, what kind of animals they have there, but just with the local wildlife in a lot of the countries in Africa, it's just like it'd be hard to tell to see if you actually have Bigfoot activity unless you have an actual sighting. But let's check out the additional comments. When we go back to the spot where the tree was broken, I started up the hill through the brush to see. So it sounds like they decided to go back. So they went up the hill through the brush to see if I could see anything. About halfway up the hill, we heard rustling and then the deepest, loudest roar growl. Had that one ready. I had ever heard. And I got more customers. Hang on. Give me 1 second. I'll be right with you. All right. They were like, took care of a couple customers there. They're like, hey, what do you stream on? I was like, YouTube. I didn't want to say all the other platforms, but they're like, all right, we're gonna look for you. And again, today I had to rock the hoodie just because I had my hair wrapped up and I would not be able to put these headphones on. I could have done it like old school, like DJ style, just wear my, but then you got to be careful with feedback if you get too close with the headphones and the mic there. Anyway, so yeah, they're hearing rustling in the bush. This is getting exciting. And it was the deepest roar growl that they had ever heard. So here we go. And it was, so I think it meant to say so deep because it says it was doo deep. It vibrated completely through my chest and body. We'll hit that baby again. I felt so much fear. My dog pulled away from me and took off running. My husband and I also ran. Damn. Was hubby ahead of you? Did he leave you behind? You know, we were talking about also, I commented we're getting into the running situation. I was like, yeah, I only go out with people I could outrun. Just a little joke there. Some might not find it funny. Let's see. So we made it back to the car. We were so terrified we couldn't drive. Yeesh. So terrified, not zapped. What's up, bro? We both sat there shaking and trying to talk for several minutes before we could drive away. I've only been back to that trail one other time years later. So Illinois doesn't have bears, and I'm positive this was no cat. So I don't know if there's an Illinois in Africa there. You never know. There's African stuff in Illinois. Uh yeah, they might have made a mistake with that. But anyway, we're gonna keep reading this. Illinois doesn't have bears, and I'm positive this was no cat. I've never heard anything like that before or since. And we've seen mistakes here before. Yeah, you see it says Mali. But anyway, it looks like a new report added, and we might see it here later, so we'll keep an eye out for that. And we've seen some reports pop up next to each other, and it's the same report. So it's just, little things that happen. But I think overall they do a hell of a job maintaining this website, and I'm just glad we could bring it to you. And while we're at it, we're gonna skip on over. Yeah, we're smoothly skipping through our tabs here. Thank goodness. Usually I gotta go some whole other way to do it, and it's kind of a pain. Yeah. Pain in the yeah. But whatever, we're rolling smooth right now, so let's do this. So recently added reports. We touched on the 3 that have been added. Yes, 3 reports have been added to the BFRO since January 1st, 2026. So we touched on the November one here, California, San Bernardino County, Mount Baldy. Come on, folks.
Mount Baldy.
Something about Mount Baldy. It's been calling me, and I know it's dangerous, but I need to get up there. Just on my radar. When things are on my radar like that, I share with y'all. And sometimes we get some great feedback, interesting feedback, and we love that. So we also touched on this Class A, Walworth County, Wisconsin report, Florida, Levy County. We did just the other day, as we seen that the reports were coming. They were steaming hot. They were just posted. They were steaming, and we touched on them. And here we got a new one. I was like, whoa, are you serious? Couldn't believe it. And so here we go, July 2005, Virginia. What's up, VA? Yes, I enjoyed my time out there, so I got love for Virginia. Stafford County, Class A. So, Class A means some serious business. You either seen it up close, you were touching it, or it was touching you. Ooh. Let's see, Marines on a night maneuver spot an 8-foot tall Bigfoot up in trees on Quantico Marine Base. And, we just did the episode of breaking the record, I'm telling you. What was the base out here? Several. We did the Desert Sasquatch. Edwards. Was it Edwards? Oh, I'm putting y'all. I want to see if anyone was taking notes in the chat. I've been telling you, take your notes. What was the base? And Digger Dog. Yes, Digger Dog. Digger Dog, we presented an update of the update analysis of the Julian Sands case. So I think you came in a little later. And yeah, I do believe it was Edwards Air Force Base out here. We were touching on with the whole desert. And there's other bases too. Well, what's the other one? The 29 Palms, yes, with the twisted rifle that supposedly a Bigfoot did. And they still have that rifle at the base on display somewhere. Anyone ever seen that rifle? Let us know. I'm still super curious about that. And so let's head over to Virginia. And yeah, thank you for paying attention to that, Digger Dog. And I know there's several you others out there that are part of Dave's what does he call it? The village. Not the village people, but the village. So this is report 79672 Class A BFRO submitted by witness Andrew Bird on Wednesday, January 14th, 2026. And just keep an eye out outside. Yes, I have a beautiful view of Olympic Boulevard here. 2005, all right, summer, date was unknown, Virginia, Stafford County, location details. This incident occurred on a Marine Corps base, Quantico, Virginia, in a restricted military training area near the Mount Military Operations in Urban Terrain Training Town. The patrol originated from the Mount town at approximately, and there's a GPS coordinates there. Oh, this is the location where we initially experienced the compass disorientation anomaly while attempting to navigate out of the area at night. After realizing we had somehow looped back to our starting area, whoa, like a Freddy Krueger dream, huh? That's weird. We cut a new azimuth. Not sure what that is. Anyone know what that is? An azimuth. And moved toward a different pickup location. The encounter with the creature occurred approximately 15 to 20 minutes later in a wooded area near the GPS coordinates here. Haha, so if you're listening, I won't say the GPS coordinates, and if you're curious, you have to come watch us. The actual sighting location would be within approximately 200 yards of this second coordinate in dense woods. Both location areas inside the controlled military training area with restricted access, not open to the public. You may not go there without official permission and escort. I am providing these coordinates for research and documentation purposes. Nearest town, Quantico, Virginia. Yep.
Quantico.
Wonder what that means. Nearest road, dirt road, 200 yards, highway miles. Let's see, observed. In the summer of 2005, I was stationed at a Marine Corps base, Quantico, Virginia, working as part of the opposing force, OPFOR, for the Basic School Infantry Officers course. I was there over 3 years. During one of my multi-week field training exercises in the Mount Town training area, myself and 2 other Marines were instructed to leave the town at night. And dang it, I don't think you were able to see all that, but you should be able to see the report there now. Sorry, when I switch tabs, I got to double click this thing or else you won't see it on your end. So forgive me, but you were able to hear. Okay, let's see what else it says here. So So the Mount Town training area, myself and 2 other Marines were instructed to leave the town at night and move on foot through the woods to link up with a vehicle at a designated pickup point approximately 500 to 700 meters away. The area was considered an active training area with students operating and using blank ammunition. Because of this, we were moving quietly with flashlights off. There was little to no moonlight, and none of us had night vision devices. All 3 of us were on non-commissioned officers with several years of training experience, and we had operated in these woods many times before. We cut an azimuth on our compasses and began moving in what should have been a nearly straight line towards the pickup point. After walking for what felt like an unusually long time, we reached a clearing and found ourselves at a road. To our surprise, we realized we were back near the same area we had originally departed from. All 3 compasses had indicated we were moving correctly, yet we had somehow looped back to our starting point. This was disorienting. Yes, I'm saying that right. Sounds weird in my head. And unsettling. We decided to cut a new azimuth to a different reference point and then adjust course toward a different pickup spot further down the road. Approximately 15 to 20 minutes into this second movement, we had heard a loud sound to our left, like a tree cracking or falling. What up? We got bro in the house? Yes, I got backup. And I lost my place. Boom. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. How you doing? Good, good. Brother's in the house, brought me a drink here. I'm not sure what it is, but it looks delicious. So we'll be sipping on this later. Almond, peanut butter, and cinnamon. Appreciate that. So let's see here. They cut the azimuth and found themselves back on the road where they started again. All 3 compasses were tripping and saying that they were on the right path. And I've heard that happening, weird stuff happening with compasses around like lava tubes and stuff like that. So watch out. And they were disoriented and it was unsettling. So we decided to cut a new azimuth to a different reference point and then just adjust course toward a different pickup spot further down the road. Approximately 15 to 20 minutes into this second movement, we heard a loud sound to our left, like a tree cracking or falling. Concerned about the possibility of a tree or of a falling tree, we turned on our flashlights and looked in that direction. We observed 2 trees next to each other, bending towards one another. Like an X or something. When we looked up approximately 20 to 30 feet above the ground, we saw a large, hairy creature with its back facing us. The creature appeared to be pulling the 2 trees together. Interesting. Taking notes of that. The hair was brown or reddish brown color. I could not determine whether it had climbed the tree or was already in it, but it was clearly manipulating both trees with great strength. These are not small trees. The creature was large, approximately 8 feet in height, with a large body, far larger than a person, and its proportions and movement did not resemble a human. At that moment, I froze. I was the 3rd person in our file. The Marine in front of me immediately started running. Dang. That's not smart, is it? No warning, didn't tell anyone. The second Marine shouted something and also started running. Or at least he gave a warning. I turned my flashlight off because we were still in the training area and began running after them. As we ran, we heard a very heavy thud and then fast moving pursuit behind us. Becoming prey. They were loud crashing and breaking sounds, like something large moving rapidly through the dense brush. This continued for approximately 20 to 30 seconds. At that point, I yelled for the Marine in front to turn on his light so we could move as fast as possible without falling. We turned our lights on and ran at full speed in the general direction of where we believed the road and pickup point were. No longer using our compasses. Yeah. After approximately 5 minutes of running, we reached the vehicle. We jumped in and urgently told the driver to leave immediately. We also saw what we saw was not, yeah, tripping there. Excuse me. Rewind. What we saw was not a black bear or any known animal in the area. Black bears in Quantico are relatively small. That would not explain the size and the way the creature was holding on to the tree with long arms and the strength required to bend the trees together, and the speed and power of the movement we heard pursuing us through the dense forest. This figure did not resemble a person in any way. I do not believe a human could have been in that position or moved that way. The distance from us to the creature when we observed it was approximately 20 yards. This event has stayed with me for 20 years. I have never encountered anything before or since that explains what we saw that night. Also noticed just the compass issue, and as previously stated, other witnesses, there were 3 in total, including myself. All 3 of us were U.S. Marines serving as non-commissioned officers at the time. And it also says here, just prior to the incident, we were moving afoot at night through the wooded training area on Marine Corps Base Quantico after being instructed to depart the Mount Town and relocate to another position for a follow-on training event the next day. We were navigating using compasses and moving quietly and without flashlights due to the presence of students conducting training, which is basically recapping. We mentioned all this operations in the area using blank ammunition and other stories. He has not heard anything there, but we've heard many stories out of different bases. What's one? Fort Lewis comes up a whole lot in my radar. And maybe you have some encounters with Bigfoot and bases. If so, let us know. What up, Scully Pop? What is poppin', Pops? What is good? So yeah, new BFRO report there, folks. And I'm glad to have been able to bring it to you. And there's a little bit of some mappage action. And pinpoint there. Some more map. And wow, look at that. It's pretty dense and green. Very cool. All right, so let's do this. Next, we're going to hop on over to some new footage that came across me last night. Y'all know Thinker Thunker, right? On YouTube. Most of you do. Thinker Thunker YouTube channel. Did y'all know he has another channel as well? It's the heck is it? Anyway, he posted a video on his other channel there. And long story short, you could check out the video. We'll share it. It's a group, a Bigfooting group out of Texas, out of East Texas, the Big Thicket. And the Big Thicket is one of those places I've heard a lot about, and people are like, "Yeah, what, Bigfoot in Texas?" Yes, Texas got all types of weird stuff going on. I've only driven through Texas once, but ever since I seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre as a kid, I knew that place was. Whoops. The Undertaker bell almost came out, but yeah, it worked perfect. Oh, adjust our volume here. Yeah, the Santa Muerte is probably somewhere nearby, but none of that movie freaked me out. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I'll be going to Texas anytime soon. And I was gonna say Europe. But yeah, so let's check this out, because this group possibly, maybe, captured thermal footage of some Bigfoots possibly. So we're gonna have a look again. This is Thinker Thunker. So it's under Thinker Thunker here. Why was it? I thought it was his other channel. Let's see. So it says Bigfoot encounter, Bigfoot speech, photos, East Texas. So I don't think it's an actual video. We'll turn the volume down. We'll have a look here. And you'll see in a moment, and I'll fast forward if need be to get to the picture. But again, a lot of you enjoy Thinker Thunker's breakdowns. I enjoy them. I question a lot of them also. I'm learning to question things. I just don't ride with everything anymore. Yeah, but you could get me at first. Yeah, check this out. Look into it, check it out, look at it. But I'm, learning to question certain things, how to look at things certain ways, and so even, Texas torn up camp, Bob Garrett. Yep, I remember that case. And Bigfoot Michigan, Rob still chilling in the chat. What up? Y'all check out Rob. Rob's got a show like several times a week, I think. So if you like what we're doing here, you might want to check out what they're doing over there. Let's see. We're going to fast forward here a bit. This is the one with tracks, like some handprints. And I got some prints similar to that. Don't tell me this ain't the video. Oh, here we go. And yeah, if you feel like it, check out Thinker Thunker. You will love his stuff, because if you like Bigfoot and cryptids and all that stuff, he does breakdowns. Stay away from the Texas Mystery Flesh Pit. He said they will pow you and feed you to the giant worm creature. Oh, yikes. Okay, all right. We're getting thermal footage here, so let's see. Too bad the crosshairs. There we go. That's the one I was looking at. So is that a Bigfoot? Is it a person? And it reminded me a lot. It doesn't look massive and bulky like Patty, but it could be. I'm not knocking it. It looks very human, like humanish, like a person, which reminds me of our thermal footage. Looked like a person, very very similar to that, but it was at the base of a tree, so you couldn't see the whole body like that. But it looked very much similar to this. But yeah, this could look like a person with almost look like a person with a jacket on. Some people thought our footage looked like a person getting into a sleeping bag. But again, this is the Big Thicket, East Texas, and the Bigfoots, from what I hear out in East Texas, are not nice. Who knows why? Could it be the heat? Could it be the bugs? Could it be the people? Are the people mean and just a certain way? So there's that. So a little sneak peek there. That let's bring it back one more again. Let's have another look. There's a couple pieces of footage here. So this one seems to be also at the base of a tree. Is what that looks like, and it looks like they have the hot black on, which I've been told that it's best to have the hot white on. Sometimes I do white red hot. I think that's pretty cool there too. But yeah, it looks like a subject to me. Could that be hoaxed? I would imagine. But I guess you would have to look into this group, and I wasn't familiar with the group. They mentioned the group that got this and it shared this footage, and I didn't get to listen to the end of Thinker Thunker's breakdown of it. So I will be checking that out. And yeah, interesting footage. More and more thermal footage is starting to come out, folks. What up, Isaac? Cheers to you, bro. If you're hopping in, we just read some new reports off the BFRO and a couple off the Bigfoot mapping project. It took us to Africa, but I think we were supposed to be in Illinois. And if so, that's cool because we got the homie Garrel out in Illinois and it's Queen Jane. And I'm sure they appreciate any reports coming out from their way. And I guess no one clicked the link. I don't know. I didn't get any notification. Did I get a notification earlier? Let's see. No, I didn't see anyone hop on here, and there's no one backstage. Yeah, we put a link out earlier to see if anyone wanted to hang out. Boom. There's Protege. I shared his new video. Anyone know of Protege? He's like one of my favorite, if not top 3 for sure right now, out of Jamaica, Rasta reggae artist. And he just dropped a video with Junior Gong Marley, which is one of Bob Marley's sons. If you're not familiar with these artists. And I shared that in the posts. What was the name of the song? I don't know. It was pretty positive, though, as usual. Talking about good food and good vibes, love. Yeah, peep it out. Yeah, it's already at like 250,000 views, I think. So doing pretty good with that one there. And yes, Protege, I have seen him live before. Great performer. And where are we going next? Let's see. We're going to pull up. Boom, boom, boom. I think we took care of quite a bit of business. The main stuff. And shout out to Bigfoot Fades. Hope she's probably busy, maybe working, doing some fades right now. Money Guy, what up? First time here. Welcome, bro. Again, we just read some Bigfoot reports. That's what we be doing here. What we've been doing. We talk about other cryptids as well, but mainly Bigfoot and UFOs and stuff like that. Let's see. What else we got? And also the other night with Bigfoot Fades, as we were mentioning the Bigfoot trap in Southern Oregon and how I lived very near there, about 15 minutes away, 20 at the most. 20 if you got to stop at the store there, the general store. But yeah, this area is known for Bigfoot activity. And what do you know? I found one of those stick structures. And at the bottom were all these tracks. There were some human tracks. Some were maybe dogs or maybe coyotes. There is wildlife in the area as well. A lot of wildlife, cats, bears, and all that. And we've featured this video before. But anyway, I had pulled it up. I was going to show Bigfoot Fades. Maybe I'll just drop a link over on her. And actually, we're talking about posting on different people's channel. I shared these pictures of these tracks. So it's not only one, it's more to it. shared it over on Bigfoot Fades' community post. So don't forget you could do that. Reminding you again. So yeah, look, there's a teepee. So the teepee was up above, and then I had gone there the day before and found a bunch of tracks, footprints. They were nice ones. They weren't massive, but they weren't small, and they were deep in the mud. And there was all sorts of other wildlife tracks and stuff like that that I noticed, but these particular prints look pretty odd to me. And this area had a history. That's why they built the Bigfoot trap there, was because there was miners back in the day that were finding tracks in this area. Applegate Lake. Yeah, this is a dry part of a lake. So again, there's your water source. And interesting that teepee structure was right above that point. See, this one even has looked like almost like several toes. Maybe it's kind of weird looking. Could be like extra little rocks that got in the way that made holes. But I counted like 6 toes on that one. If I were counting those holes. And look at this one. This one's almost got like a slide to it. Digits are kind of long, kind of weird. And again, if you've seen this, we're watching it again. And our place there actually, it was a nice spread, pretty big acreage for West Coast standards. And behind our place, it was all BLM. Nothing back there but more mountains. And we had cats coming through there trying to visit. They would visit the neighbor. Bears. Never saw the bears, but yeah, they would appear. They would see them. And what up, Ghost Dragons? See, Ghost Dragons doesn't have a tool. We're still handing out tools here. And we're just checking out an old video. And again, this is Southern Oregon. Oh, whoops. I went to Ghost Dragons, went to his channel. There you go, Ghost Dragon. Swing your tool now. Share your TikTok, share your channel. Ghost Dragon also does yeah, you guys go live, right? You and uh-oh. I'm gonna have to download files now. Disclaimer, I'm baked. Anyway, so yeah, it's interesting stuff there in Southern Oregon, and maybe one day we'll head back up into these areas. But for now, we're in SoCal, folks. All right, so as far as reports, I think that is it. And we're gonna go ahead and pull up some more eye candy, and we're gonna head up out of here. Yeah, we're about an hour and a half in. Gonna chop it up with my brother for a little bit, touch base, see what's going on in his world today. Hope you all have a good rest of your week. Let me try and let's see. New additions here. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy my drink here in a bit. Let's see, he got this little back scratcher now. Bro's like, you need a back scratcher? Yeah, I could have that in the studio there. In case I got an itch. I can't scratch. All right, little eye candy. Let's roll with it. Let's head up to the Redwoods. Jedediah State Park. A good place to try and have a Bigfoot encounter. Many reports from this area. So we'll have a look here, and this should be live. Uh-oh. Some random aiming here. Looks like the camera's pointed at a bad angle there. But that's all right. We're going to fix this. Give me 1 second. Close that. Close that as well. We'll drop that. Dang it, where'd you go? Okay. So we're gonna exit full screen and then we're gonna go over here. Hmm. Oh, I see. So I gotta go back and do this over here like that. Yeah, keep an eye out for Bigfoot, y'all. Just might spot him. Never know. There it is. Cool. We're getting some panning action too. It was aimed at the top of the trees right now. And so yeah, the camera pans and it zooms and you never know, you might just spot something. So we'll let this baby run for a little bit and it'll give me a moment to try and see if there's anything else before we head up out of here. Yes, Jedediah State Park, Del Norte County, the lovely redwoods of Northern California. And let me jump in the chat and see, catch up here a little bit. There's Digger Dog. Digger Dog knows this area well. Jed Smith Park is awesome, where the world of Ender was super encounter. So I didn't get that. Let's see. Where the world of maybe that was a typo there. At their campgrounds in the 70s. So someone had an encounter there in the 70s. I think the famous Playboy Bigfoot video. Yeah, we've talked about that one. Yeah, we were trying to figure out last time when we brought that up and we showed that video. Y'all know the Playboy Bigfoot video? Yes, Playboy Bunny had a sighting. They were all in a like a travel trailer, like yeah, it was a travel trailer or trailer bus or some sort of motorhome type thing, and out in the redwoods. And I think it was raining. They said it's some sort of storm, right? It didn't look like in the video, but maybe it had just rained or finished raining. And they were chilling at a campground, I guess, it seemed like. And they had a video camera, and who knows what else was going on? Maybe some partying going on, and someone was documenting. And they happened to look outside of the trailer they were in, or whatever you want to call the vehicle, and they captured this big Bigfoot going by. Now, what are the chances, huh? It's a good one. Yeah, she was on Jay Leno, The Tonight Show. And yeah, so if you go to YouTube, look up a Playboy, Bigfoot, Jay Leno, you know, maybe those keywords should pull up the video. We've shown it before. And the whole camp plus the ranger on staff almost all night. So Digger Dog giving us some information there. Yeah, they filmed part of Star Wars up there. What else? Did they do any of Jurassic Park? I think Jurassic Park, I had heard Bobo told me that they filmed some parts of Jurassic Park over at it's where Butt Beach is. We call it Butt Beach, Agate Beach. And I live just down the road. I should know this off the top of my head. A lot of people that have Wedding Rock there. Darn, it'll come to me. There's Mad Pax. What up, bro? You just coming in? It's Mad Pax birthday month. Give Mad Pax a happy birthday. It was his birthday the other day. You know, I gave you another shout out on the stream later that night. Not sure if you I don't think you were hanging out on the second stream there, Mad Pax. Marie Ann Goddard, the Playboy model. Yeah. Trippy case. So some Redwood Bigfoot action there. And actually, a friend of mine from Instagram who I haven't talked to in a long time just sent me a message last night. She's like, hey, I'm moving to Humboldt. I was like, whoa. She's like, yeah, I'm finally going to be with the Bigfoots. I was like, yep. she's moving to Blue Lake. And I was like, oh, Blue Lake. We know some people up there. And let's see, someone in the chat. It's they're usually in the chat. Is up and around that area, so we're very familiar with Blue Lake. All right, so we're gonna head up out of this beast. Y'all have a good rest of your weekend. And maybe we should do a little sound check. Oh no. Yeah, we didn't pull that up. So let's do this. Yeah, appreciate you all. We'll put out our, let's see, our little links to reach us. So we're located at 3925 East Olympic Boulevard. Yes, and there's a show next door at the Catalyst tonight. Tap in with us. Come do your shopping here. Yeah, we got clothing, art supplies, skateboards, and more. Yes, it's a smoke shop as well. And that is our Instagram. Instagram's been doing pretty good over there as far as getting followers, bro. Good job. Yeah, my brother runs that, him and his lady, him and his queen. I always throw up the hotline just in case. I do get random calls, and it's probably people calling, but I don't answer it because I'm thinking it's spam or scam. Pana scam. Pilled. We repost all our videos over there, so I'll be reposting this there later. Check it out, and let's see. Outro song, says Lori. Yeah, I was actually gonna try a little something else there. There's a couple other platforms we're on. Don't forget, subscribe. Make sure you're subscribed. Hit that ding dong. Make sure you're being notified when these lives go down. Yeah, hit that ding dong. Ooh. TikTok. If you're on TikTok, MK Ultra, salute to you. MK and I might be doing a little something. He said, I gave you a follow on your TikTok. I said, I seen that. So, yeah, thank you, MK. We're in touch now. We exchange numbers, and hopefully we'll be hanging out at some point. Not making any promises, but just saying. Boom, there it is. And then we're going to try a little sound check on the way out again. Like I said, I think we're having issues when I speak. I'm hearing a little hissing. Hiss. And if you like hissing sounds, hiss. Check out Scully Pop. He does all the ASMR stuff. And I love ASMR. Usually when Bigfooters are out in the field and there's leaves crunching and stuff, sticks breaking and all that, that's like ASMR to me. And so if you like those nice vibes and sounds, don't forget to check out Scully Pop. And again, a bunch of other channels in the chat, folks. Get to know us. Don't be shy. All right, let's do this. I'm a bit rusty, but I should do this more often, especially during the lives. Get my practice on. Okay, birdies, thanks. I was going to try and pull up I got the DJ system set up. So usually like when I'm not streaming, I'll be on the turntables and just getting my practice on. And yeah, I got a lot of practice to do. See, camera, you going to follow me?
Oh yeah. So fucking ill.
telling you, I need practice. Practice. Sounding a little rusty there. But that's how you remove the rust, is you got to just do it, you know? So anyway, thank you for letting me scratch a little bit. We're going to knock some more of this rust off. Let me tell you, when the rust is off and it's going, the cuts are nice. Yeah. Bless up, everyone. We out this piece for show now. Mm-hmm.